A life is not defined by its start, but by its final alignment. You know, most of the time when people die, we always look back at how they started, what they achieved or what they did in their earlier years. But those years are mostly shaped by either conditioning, people pleasing, survival instincts, or the biggest issue, identity confusion. In youth and in middle life, most people are just reacting to life, not creating it. They're influenced by what their family, what their society, what their culture, and even what their peers told them they should be. But the real question is, did they break the loop? Did they finally wake up? That should be the question. Celebrate the years that led to their death, because that's where the truth lived. Not how they lived, it's the life that led to their death. That's where the truth is. The years closest to one's death tell a deeper story. It will tell you if they finally lived in alignment. Did they heal their wounds and forgive? Did they simplify their life and seek peace? Ama sasa we are going to go to a funeral where now it's going to be more dramatic and more chaotic than even their life. But we want to focus on what they achieved. Did they shed roles, masks, and even expectations? I mean, did they return to themselves finally? Because in those final chapters, people either wake up or fade deeper into the unconscious loops. That's why those years are not tragic. They are revealing. They show if a life was truly lived or just performed. Early life is often performance. Purpose comes in late life. In early life, we are proving ourselves. We are chasing acceptance. We are trying to fit in. We are more concerned with how we look, than who we are. It's always, it's more of an outward thing than an inward thing, But in later life, the masks start to fall off. The urgency for purpose now kicks in. The desire for peace outweighs the need for praise. We realize that what we chased wasn't always what we needed. So the most powerful part of a human life is not what they started as, but what they evolved into. If you want a conscious death begins with a conscious life. When someone dies with clear eyes, with a light heart, and no regrets, that's a life worth celebrating. Not because they lived a perfect life, but because they faced their imperfections, forgave their past, and returned to wholeness. That's why the most sacred funerals are not the ones full of praise. They're the ones full of truth, where people can say, you know what, they became who they were always meant to be, and they died that person. Your legacy is not what you did, it's who you became. A person may have been lost for decades, but if they died in peace, they won the real battle, because they chose presence over performance. They healed instead of hiding. And finally, they lived by internal truth, not external scripts. Celebrate the ending, not the beginning. The ending tells the truth of the journey. It reveals if a person was brave enough to finally face themselves, forgive themselves, and live intentionally, even if only in the final stretch. Because the goal of life is not to be perfect from the start. It's to become whole before the end. May people heal. heal.